All good?
Yeah, just tell me when you're ready.
So just try it. Could I just get you to say your name?
Jack Marshall.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, that's all good.
You remembered that then?
Yeah.
Well done. That's a good start.
Alright, just so we can sync the audio up, can I just get you to clap? Sweet. No, it's all good.
Oh, okay.
We're not used to people clapping on the stand.
Okay, so firstly, good to have you here, Jack. Can I get your name, age, and the football team you play for?
Jack Marshall, 21, and Harpenden Town.
So firstly, how long have you been playing football, and when did you actually get into football?
Well, from a young age, I wasn't actually allowed to play any sports because of my condition. And then I think it was when I was about 8 years old, I started to get into football. I'd signed for my first club. So yeah, around 8 years old, 8, 9 years old, I started getting into football. But,
and
yeah.
obviously, on from there, moving through your career, did you then start to play football? When did you start to do that? And
Yeah, so I signed for my first club when I was 8, Sundon Park actually. Played a few games, I think it was a few games. And then my uncle had a team and the only position they had available was goalkeeper, so signed as a goalkeeper. I wasn't too chuffed at first, and then played my first tournament. I only played for one season, then got scouted by Luton Town, so I thought I may as well stick to this. I'm actually alright. But yeah, so from then, that's when I got into it, and then I knew I was alright at it when I got scouted.
And of course you mentioned your heart condition. Can you just explain what it is?
So it's a rare mutated version of Brugada syndrome. Okay, so my heart goes really, really slow, or it can go really, really fast. But the medicine I take keeps it at a lower rate, so then it doesn't go above what it's supposed to. But before I was on my medication, my heart, when I was asleep, it used to go down to like 14 beats per minute, and everyone was rushing around going, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "I'm just asleep." But yeah, so it's a rare form of Brugada syndrome. My dad has the normal Brugada syndrome. Mine's just a mutated version.
And when was that actually found?
So they knew I had something wrong with me at the age of 2, and then they didn't find out what it was until the age of 13. They were actually going to name it after me if there was no one else that had it, but there's one other person in the world that has what I have, and he lives in America, so I'm not going to see him anytime soon, but yeah.
And has it impacted you throughout both your childhood and now?
It's just been a lot of hospital visits, been in hospital a lot of the time, but then once I got older I got fitter through football, and my body's just evolved into being able to get on with normal daily things. I can do anything. When I was younger I got told I wouldn't even be able to walk because of my condition, and now they call me the walking miracle because of everything I've achieved. But yeah, it's crazy.
And you mentioned the hospitals, Great Ormond Street.
Yeah, they're amazing. Best hospital. I've said this ever since I was young. Best hospital there is. I'll always praise them because they saved my life. So
obviously you've raised quite a bit of money for them as well.
Yeah.
What made you think, yeah, that's a charity and that's the hospital I want to raise money for?
It was more of just a giving back sort of thing. So they'd done so much for me, saved my life and everything. I thought, what's the best way to give back? And that's raising money for them. So I thought we'd hold a couple charity balls, raise as much money as possible. I think it was about 15,000, but yeah, that's amazing when you think about it. So yeah, it was just a giving back and a thank you for everything they've done.
Is there anyone specific that you want to thank from Great Ormond Street?
Oh, you've put me on the spot. Can't remember the doctor's names. Dr. Manga, he was amazing. I think he's the best doctor I've had. But then all of them, I've had loads of doctors, loads of nurses, literally every single one of them, thank you to them all, because without them, probably wouldn't be here today.
And of course we couldn't be here at Kempston without mentioning it. Obviously it's about a year ago.
Yeah.
You had a cardiac arrest while playing football.
Yeah.
What do you remember of that day, from both waking up to going for it?
The only thing I remember is just before, I went a bit dizzy. Eyes went black. As they were taking a shot at me, eyes went black, and I just dived, hoped to save it. Nearly saved it, to be fair. I'm not letting the striker have it because I couldn't see, so I'm not giving it to him. But yeah, no, it was amazing. The support from everyone, Steve, the family, Elliot especially, the physio, and Rich as well, the manager at the time. Just thank you to them because, again, they were there when I woke up. That's all I can remember is from there to then literally waking up, opening my eyes, and all I see is Richard's face in my face, and I was a bit like, what are you doing? But then I clocked onto what happened, and yeah, just thanks to everyone really, even the fans at Hadley and the manager and all that. They all got in contact after, and yeah, they were just amazing.
So, away from kind of remembering it, did you remember kind of how you felt at all? Was it just very sudden, or?
Other than the dizziness, that's all I felt. And then waking up, it was just a really sore chest. It was like I'd been hit by a bus. That's all I felt really. Other than that, I can't actually remember anything.
And of course, you mentioned the club's kind of reaching out to you.
Yeah.
What's the response been off the back of that?
Just a lot of people have got to know my name. I do think a couple people are a bit wary because of what's happened, but then it can literally happen to anyone. So I never let it put me off or them off, and I always tell them there's nothing to be afraid of because I've literally got my own defibrillator. So if anything was going to happen, I'm safe and sound. But yeah, no, it was just people know my name now in the non-league place. Everywhere I go, I can go to a ground and people know my name. They come up to me, say hello, ask if I'm all right. Especially my first game back when I signed for Bedford Town. A couple kids came up to me asking if I was all right and asking for pictures and stuff. But yeah.
And how's life been since you mentioned you as well?
Yeah, it was tough at first because obviously mentally it's very, very tough. But now I'm fine. Everything's been blocked out now. It's crazy how the brain works. But yeah, everything's blocked out. Life's been perfectly fine back at football, doing what I love.
And of course, targeting kind of heart conditions, cardiac arrest. Do you think there is enough done in football in general, both up and down the football pyramid, to bring awareness and to let people know the dangers of having heart conditions as well?
I think it's starting to come around now because I've seen Tom Lockyer and other footballers and stuff like that involved in football have teamed up with British Heart Foundation. So I think now it's starting to come around. People are becoming more aware. It's not much of a panic now because people are learning how to deal with it and everything like that. So I feel like it is really good because now it's starting to, people are becoming more aware about it.
And you mentioned Tom Lockyer.
Yeah.
Did he reach out to you at all?
Yeah, he did, yeah. Thank you to him. He sent me a message. Thanks to my mate, actually. He got in contact with him while I was in hospital. But yeah, contacted him and then he just sent me a nice message, hoping I was well and everything like that, and I'll just thank him for that.
You mentioned you've got your own ICD, so
yeah.
Your own defibrillator. Do you think there should be defibrillators in football grounds up and down the country?
Yeah, 100%. In every ground I think there should be, or in the area at least, because not everyone's as lucky as me to have one. I've just got one internally, but it could literally happen to anyone. So yeah, I think in football grounds especially, because you see it more and more often now, even in the Premier League and everything like that, fans, not just players, they're starting to have stuff like that and heart problems happen. So I think it's always a must-have for just to be safe, make everyone feel safe.
And of course CPR as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people mention knowing CPR. I know British Heart Foundation with the Every Minute Matters campaign,
Yeah.
trying to reach, I think it's 270,000 people.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Of 3 Wembley stadiums
Yeah.
to learn CPR.
Yeah.
I think it is imperative that people do know CPR because they
Yeah.
don't know they're going to be in that situation.
I think again it should just be a must-have. Even learning it in school, because I'm a PE teacher, I think even teaching it to children, I think it would be great because you never know, it could happen to one of their friends while they're there, and if they knew stuff like that, it could help. Like, it could literally happen to anyone, like I said. So I think if the most people know, it'd be nice.
So what's for the future now? Are you going to carry on playing football, or what's the aim?
Yeah, 100%. Playing football, never giving it up. You won't ever catch me quitting football until I can't walk. So. Yeah, even when I get older, I'll be walking football. But you know, hopefully that's in the far future. But yeah, still playing football, never giving it up. I've actually got a tattoo that says "Never Give Up," and it's quite lucky that I had that because I got it literally a month before, didn't I? This all happened to me, and then I kind of just kept looking at it like I've literally got it on me because I've always said never give up. So never will. Gonna carry on.
Can we just finish? Looking down this camera, so obviously the title of the documentary is Still Time to Revive. Can you just say there's still time to revive?
There's still time to revive.